Guys, Coach Becca here. Welcome back to the in-season workout series. This is workout number 4. You'll need a med ball. Mine's 10 pounds, but yours could be any weight. If you don't have a med ball, you could also use a single dumbbell. All right, so let's get started. We're going to roll right into our kind of dynamic warm-up portion before we do a circuit with the ball. So make sure you've got plenty of space clear. We're going to do a forward bend. And then what we're going to do is inhale down, exhale, flatten our back out, kind of stiffen up our spine. Inhale, round it back out. Or the opposite of that. I always kind of breathe the wrong way, so to speak, in cat and cow. So if you want to inhale and exhale, that's fine. Do it on either version, but just make sure you have a specific point you want to inhale and then exhale. And the purpose here is to stretch out the hamstrings and the lower back while mobilizing the spine. So just kind of make that your priority with your breath work. Great workout to do when you're feeling tired but need some strength training. So I did a mid-distance long run today, and so I'm doing this between a easy spin and easy swim, and just kind of a nice accent to all my workouts today. That's how I'm using this session. Let's go ahead and go right into a split stance calf raise. So you're just one foot in front of the other, shoulder width apart, roll from the heels up to the toes at a moderate effort. So just lifting the heels, lift, and just breathe normally here. Great for those of you that are runners, great for those of you that walk, so that's everybody. Hiking, those of you that want to work on your balance. Okay, let's switch sides. Again, that split stance just kind of helps with progressing your balance, and we're going to be doing some balance work today. So excuse me while I discipline my dogs, but they wanted to be a part of the workout today, so I let them. All right, here we go on the other side. Again, split stance to work on balance, just a touch harder than if we were standing with our feet side by side. So again, this workout can be great for you if you're getting back into training, if you're peaking, if you're feeling heavy but need a little bit of strength. This one's perfect for you. All right, feet nice and wide. You're going to squat to your right and then squat to your left. Okay, the goal is to stretch the leg that's straight. So if you're squatting on one side, you're stretching the other side. So you should feel a nice stretch in the adductors or the inner thighs while we kind of warm up the quads and glutes or kind of make contact with those guys. If you're really fatigued or tired from a training cycle, you might feel like your quads are fried here. So we're just going to kind of ease into this pattern. Just check in with your body during this warm-up. That's a really important phase for me in my strength workouts. The first 5 to 10 minutes has to be a check-in. Okay, this one's tricky. Cross one leg over the other or step in front, and then you're going to reach overhead and stretch. So again, okay, so I'm going to cross over, and the leg that's in back, that's the arm that stretches overhead, and we're stretching that IT band. So this would be my left IT band that I'm stretching with my left arm overhead. So cross over, reach overhead with the opposite arm that you crossed over with. And this is for your IT band. This works really well if you're holding on to a wall nearby too. Oops, I double, as if this wasn't already confusing enough, double did it. It's great if you're holding on to a wall or a bed frame here instead of reaching overhead. You could enhance it that way. But just a nice stretch for the IT bands. I get a lot of requests for IT band stretches. So there's one. Okay, you're going to grab your knee and your ankle. Deep breath in and out. And we're going to stretch out the glutes a little bit with a figure 4 stretch. So grab your knee and your ankle. It's a tricky bonus balance exercise too. So we're just holding for a deep inhale and exhale at the top. I do these before running speed workouts as well. So this is just a nice stretch for anyone, but if you are a runner, great one to add into your pre-run dynamic warm-up routine. And for the most part today, we're doing between 10 and 20 repetitions, with 12 probably being our average. So just kind of keep that number in the back of your mind. If you need to hold on to a wall or support system as you reach back and grab your ankle, you may. And what you're going to do is just soften the knee and tip forward while you're holding the back ankle, and then we're going to switch sides. If you don't quite have the flexibility to grab your ankle, you can just put that back leg up on a couch or pillow or chair and just kind of stretch your quad out that way. You don't have to do this version, or you could just do your favorite stretch here instead. But this is just a nice dynamic way to stretch the quads, which just means we're going to keep moving throughout the stretch. Don't forget to grab the ankle, arm overhead, soften the base knee, hinge at the hip, reach forward. Of course, this workout's done barefoot. You could be doing it in shoes, but I'm just somebody who generally prefers my strength training to be barefoot. Awesome job. We're going to move into a chair pose with rotation. So you're going to come down, feet together. As you sit down, you're going to open your arms up all to one side. Let's do that on the other side. So kind of prayer position is our base. Rotate to one side. Open the hands up. I kind of just target my elbow. We'll do one more on each side. Let's take a little break there. It's tough on the quads if they're tired. Elbow goes to basically the knee, and then you open your hands up. So a little tricky on this one. We're going to do the other side one more time. So prayer in the middle, rotate elbow to knee, open the hands up, stretching out the spine, and working the legs. Good combo of strength and mobility there. Okay, so we're going to kind of start progressing our effort now as we head into the main set. So we're going to do a single leg glute bridge with a leg raise. So lay flat on your back, one leg bent, heel near the butt, one leg straight. You're going to lift your hips off the ground and lift that straight leg up toward the sky before bringing your hips and your leg back to the ground. So lift the hips, lift the straight leg. Just 10 per side here. Great for your hips, great for your core, great for your butt and your hamstrings. We got 3 types of bridges to do, and this is the first one, single leg with a leg raise. I'm going to really try to get those hips up off the ground. Great time to exhale there, and let's switch sides again. Inhale as you lower down, exhale as you lift up, really kind of bearing down in the glutes and core and getting that leg up. You might feel that your hamstrings are super tight here. Again, we're kind of constantly assessing our body's mobility, stability, and flexibility in these in-season workouts. Great job. We're going to do just a quick lower back stretch and spine stretch. So just arms out to the side, cross one leg over the other, keep your shoulders flat on the ground, and just feel that stretch through the middle of your back, taking a couple deep breaths. Let's do that on the other side. Again, lift one leg straight up. Make sure you've got enough space. I'm just going to soften my knee. You can do it with your leg straight or your leg bent. Keep your shoulders on the ground. Just a nice little stretch here for the back and spine. Very good. Our next one is going to be a figure 4 glute bridge. So it's similar to the figure 4 stretch we did. Cross one leg over the other with a knee at 90 degrees, and you're just going to lift your hips off the ground. So it's great for the hips, the piriformis, the glutes, the core. This is also known as a piriformis glute bridge. But it feels like a nice stretch while we train those muscles I just mentioned. So again, 10 per side, exhale up, inhale down. Try to really just get those hips up off the floor. Check in with your body. Let's switch sides. Again, 10 on the other side. Looking good, you guys. Awesome job. I know sometimes if you're anything like me, if you're training a lot with the swim, bike, run, or just kind of in a busy phase of your life, it's hard to make time for strength training. So I just want to affirm you guys for making a smart choice for your bodies today. Okay, grab your med ball. You're going to place that between the knees. If you don't have a med ball, you could choose to do a feet elevated bridge here. Don't hold a dumbbell between your knees. That could be a little dangerous, I suppose. And we're just going to squeeze the ball as we lift our hips off the ground. If you don't have a med ball, you could just do a feet elevated bridge or just a regular glute bridge. Again, just working glutes and core here. 10 total, and then we're going to move into our main set. Awesome job. Okay, make sure you have space to reach the ball overhead. We're going to do a dead bug with the med ball. So bring your knees to 90 degrees right over the hips. You're going to lower the ball or your dumbbell overhead as you straighten out one leg, bring it back to neutral, and then straighten the other leg out. So we're going to do 10 per side or 20 total. So it's really just alternating lowering one leg down while you lower the ball over your head. And you're just going to switch from right to left. You'll always come back to the start position, which is legs at 90 degrees over the hips. Try to just breathe evenly throughout this core stability exercise. It will work your coordination a bit too, so just pause and slow down if you need to. Awesome job. We're going to move to a kneeling exercise. So it kind of goes ground exercise, kneeling exercise, standing exercise. So one knee down on the ground, one knee forward. You're going to take your ball or weight at the bottom of your hip and lift up and over the opposite shoulder as you exhale. So you're working all rotation here. So really focus on turning those shoulders and squeezing the glutes as you chop from low to high. Start at the hip of the knee that is down and lift up and over, low to high chop. Just hold your dumbbell by the head, the two heads. If you're using a dumbbell, you could also do this body weight. All right, we're going to switch sides. About 10 to 12 reps per side is what we're looking for here. Of course, the weight of your resistance makes a big difference. So if your weight's quite heavy, you could always do sets of 5. If it's quite light, you could hit pause and get up to 20 or 30 reps if you'd like. Very focused on rotation here. And arms stay straight. Good job. Go ahead and stand up. We were just going to do 12 squat presses with our dumbbell or med ball now. So squat nice and low and then just lift the ball up overhead. We are still doing a nice total body workout. Even though it's kind of a core focused day, we're still going to get a nice total body workout in. So super functional as always, with core at the forefront and mobility, with just some nice strength training mixed in, like this great squat to press. So 12 of these. Awesome job. Kind of getting the heart rate up a little bit here. Fantastic. We're going to do a single leg V up now. So we're going to go back on the ground. We're going to go floor, kneeling, standing exercise again. So now it's almost the opposite of the dead bug we did. So with the legs straight and the arms straight, laying flat on the back, you're going to lift the ball towards your straight right leg and then your straight left leg. So it's just alternating leg raises, meeting the ball at the shin, lifting the shoulders off the ground. And we're going to do 20 total, alternating every repetition. Really working the core today. Great time to exhale as you lift up off the floor, meeting that leg in the middle. If you don't quite have the flexibility to lift, that's okay. You could also do this exercise body weight. You don't have to use resistance, especially if you're just getting into a routine or if you're feeling really fatigued today. You might notice your lower back starts to hurt if you're using weight that's too heavy for where you're at right now. As always, our exercises should be pain-free. They may be challenging, but they should be pain-free. Go ahead and come to the kneeling position. If you're not able to kneel, you could also do this one standing. Just kind of changing it up with what we're doing here a little bit. So kneeling, squeeze the glutes, elbows narrow As you can see from the front, here we go. We're just going to do about 15 of these. Tricep extensions with a ball or weight, just keeping the elbows in. Squeezing the tush in the kneeling position here. Just exhale and inhale with your movement. Working the back of the arms, the triceps. Doing great. Those arms should start to burn at the end here. Awesome job. Okay, and we're going to do a split lunge to press next. So step forward with one leg. You're going to lower down towards the ground. And at the top, you'll press overhead. We're going to do 10 per side. Note to keep the back heel off the ground at all times. So if this is too hard and you don't quite have the balance for this yet, you can go back to the squat press. This is technically a progression of the squat press. Anytime we split the feet apart, we're going to be working on balance as well. So it's a fun gradual progression. Reach as low to the ground as you can. Exhale as you press overhead. Again, 10 per side. Keep that back heel elevated too. That's a key part to this. Okay, switch sides. The heart rate's going to come up here. This is a tough exercise. Here we go, lower down and then press up overhead. You want to try to get that weight to go straight up. We are not pressing forward or to the side. Keep those joints stacked, if you will. So knee generally over the ankle, shoulders generally over the hips. So we're not slouching forward as we lower into that lunge. All right, awesome job. That one's tough, so come on down to the ground. We're going to do another series here. You can hold a plank on the ball or on the ground. You could do that kneeling or full. I'm going to give you some options here. So that's your kind of option if you're not able to do push-ups or shouldn't do push-ups. This is a kneeling version of med ball push-up and a full version of the med ball push-up, okay? So you can kind of take your options there. We're going to do 10 of these total with the med ball. If you are using a dumbbell, you could always do a push-up to rotation or a push-up to a row with the dumbbell. All right, here we go for 10. If you've got some kind of shoulder issue going, I definitely recommend doing the plank that I demonstrated earlier. So good for core and arms here, chest, back, biceps. Obviously, with the hand elevated, we're challenging our muscles more. Got the coordination of rolling the ball side to side. Really keep the core braced as if you're bracing for someone to kick you in the stomach, just to keep the hips strong and flat. So great job there. We're going to do a half kneeling bicep curl. So this is our kneeling exercise. You're going to put one leg in front of the other, kneeling, and we're just going to do like 10 to 12 bicep curls per side. Obviously, the weight that you're using makes a big part to how difficult this is, but as a fairly competitive runner, I try to work in bicep stamina type exercises just at the end of a race. Note that, it can be hard to keep those arms up and get that arm swing going. So here we go to the other side now. And as a swimmer, a lot of swimmers struggle with shoulder issues just because biceps are weak and then they get over fatigued and then we get biceps tendonitis or shoulder issues. So it's important to keep in touch with the biceps here, even if it's super light like this. And we're going to do a single leg reach to curl now. So go ahead and stand up. Here's your level 1. Okay, so just keep the back foot on the floor if you need to. Here's your level 2. And we're going to do 10 of these per side. Just really cinch the core as you stand. We did a version of these last week. Okay, so adding the ball in plus a bicep curl is a pretty heavy progression. Note how I just kind of step together there. You could always split it there where you just stand up and then drive the knee. Not every repetition is going to be perfect, and that's okay, especially if you're really tired, as in I already did my long run this morning, so my balance isn't probably as strong because my muscles are just tired. I already ran, so you got to give yourself a little bit of grace when you're doing exercises like this as an endurance athlete, or if you're just getting back into training. It's okay to kind of struggle here and there. Just try to find your breath, pause as needed, and regroup. That's totally fine. All right, great job. We're going to switch sides here. Again, you can do the version I showed at the beginning with the back leg on the ground. This exercise is obviously working our biceps with that curl at the top. It's working hip, knee, and ankle stability. It's working hip mobility. And we get that bonus of if we can pull that knee through, that's just kind of a nice reflection of good run training. So I always feel like if I can add a knee drive in, I'm working my run specific muscles, and I enjoy doing that because I enjoy having great run form, especially at the end of a Ironman race or triathlon. All right, really good job. Great work building some resilience there. Great total body core focused workout with the med ball. We're done with that now. We're going to come on down to a downward dog stretch for the hamstrings and the lats. And we're just going to add in a calf stretch with that. I like to do about 20 of those, generally speaking. I know a couple of my athletes out there really enjoy the downward dog. You know who you are out there, so I put this in just for you. Stretch out those shoulders, pedal the feet, stretch out the calves, the hamstrings, the back, the shoulders. Just find a sweet spot that feels good. Here's an optional progression. Lift one leg straight up, bend the knee, and open the knee and hip up towards the sky, and then try that on the other side. So this is just an optional progression. Leg goes back, bend at the knee, open the hips, and get a nice little hip opener in. Okay, and then we're going to walk the feet to the hands into a forward bend. Just hold that briefly before rolling up. And believe it or not, guys, you are done. Great job today. This is the end of the in-season workout series. I hope to see you for the next workout series, so subscribe to stay up to date.